I just got a call, y'all, from a number that I'm not familiar with. So I'm going to try to call this number and see who it is.
Hi, you've reached 1-702-753-2662. Please leave your message after the tone.
Yeah, and in this case, I'm not going to leave a message, but what I am going to do is send a text message asking who this is. Um, Maybe it's like advertisement or something. Yeah, I don't know, but it's from a number. Hold on one second. So they're calling back. So let me figure this out. Hold on. Hello?
Hi, is this Eileen?
Yes.
Hey, Eileen, this is Drea, Marie's friend.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what's going on with him, and really, but I told him I'm gonna go back to Texas, so I needed my stuff out of his storage. And I don't know, he got some type of energy as if he don't want to give it up to me. He blocked me, he not answering my calls or none of that. So my mom's ashes is in here in that storage. So I'm trying not to go up there and call the police on him. I'm trying not to do that. I really am trying not to do that. But if I see him and I don't get my shit, it's gonna be a problem.
So hold on one second. So I'll help you here, Drea. So let me get Lord have mercy. And I was just so when I got the right, so when I got the call, because I'm in no contact with them because of his behavior. Okay. And it, it's sad. It's sad, but I was just saying I wanted to make sure because you don't want to assume every 7:02, but that's why I didn't answer it when you called the first time. Because it, I'm thinking it's my cousin, right? And I don't approve of wrong, right? So right is right, wrong is wrong. And this is the type of stuff he believed everybody the devil but his ass, right? He did because like the it's a lot of pain that it's a lot of pain he went through when I called him a narcissist, right? But he said many people have called him that, and we are the devil. But none of these people know one another. Like right now, what if we ain't just we can't plan this, right? You cannot plan. But Drea, that's not the proper. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why never to kill anybody. I tell people this all the time, right? And that's it. He trying to hurt you. He's trying. hurt you.
I do all of that shit, and I will really hurt him. That's the problem. And I'll think about everything later. I'll think about consequences later. That's the really type of person I am. Just give me my shit, and I will leave you alone. I will not contact you. I will not talk to you. I will not do none of that shit. His problem is he fucks around. He's like talking to young females because not like that. Maurice is a trick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's a fucking trick, and it's not cool. Because you sit there and you talk so loudly about this and so loudly about the other thing you go be in all these young people stage, and I don't know, like, you really got to think about it. Not like that, but you're a woman, so I'm 23 years old. I have no fucking business being in a 43-year-old man's face. There's only one thing I'm going to be asking for out of a 43-year-old man.
Right. And that's for assistance.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but Drea, hold on 1 second, okay? So the thing is with that, hold on. I'm getting so I can help you, right? I'm trying to go back here and get the other number. Complaining about cousin Buzzy.
Leia, why is your iPad big like this?
Okay, Drea.
That shit crazy. Yeah.
But the thing is, you could use people, right? But okay, say if somebody used you, and don't hang up because I want to help you to resolve it, right?
Now you don't have no iPad. No, I never used Maurice. That's one thing I never did. I'm never gonna just use anybody.
Well, you said that he's a 43-year-old man, and the only reason you should be in his face is for money.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, like, in the first place to begin with, there was no real reason for me to be in nobody's face.
So what was the reason you was dealing with him at all? For him to help you?
Because we were friends and we was both up each other, I guess.
Yeah, okay. And he told me that too. He always said that y'all helped each other out. Okay, so because what I was getting ready to do is give you the old lady talk, right? The talk where when you use somebody and they figure it out, but this is not the case. I was just gonna, and just to be aware, always be around somebody for more than just what they doing. And like you did, you let him stay with you. I remember all of that. He stayed in your place. I think rent free as well, right? I think it was.
Sometimes.
I said I think he was staying there with you pretty much free, right?
I said not all the time, though. Sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
Out.
But even sometimes letting somebody stay for free is nice, right? So it was a genuine friendship. But what you saying is he's too old for you to date him, and that's understandable. You're not attracted to no man that's in their 40s, right?
Exactly.
So the first thing with temperament. So I want to, and I'm not just saying this because this is my cousin, okay? I'm saying this because killing anyone, right? You don't want to kill anyone with Maurice behavior. And the reason you don't want to do that is because you'll be mad that you did it, because you realize that it's something about his character that's defiable to you. So what you'll do, you'll kill him, and you'll struggle to find remorse, right? I went through this. I had a very cruel ex-husband, right? And
I'm gonna tell you some real shit, man. I'm a gang member. I would never feel bad for doing nothing like that to nobody.
Well, you would if
I live that lifestyle.
You may.
I'm a mom, so I live different, but no, I'm not gonna feel bad for nobody playing with me at all.
I think you wouldn't feel bad. I would disagree, Drea. I think if you harm somebody that had not done nothing to you.
About my mom's actions, no. I wouldn't feel no type of way. And because when with my kids' paperwork, my kids ain't got no clothes. They've been wearing the same fucking clothes for the last 2 weeks because everything is inside of his storage, and I can't get no clothes. He said he did say he was gonna pay the storage. So then when I hit him up yesterday, after telling him he's gonna be leaving next week, can I get the stuff out the storage? He told me no, unless you gonna pay for the storage, then you can get your stuff out.
Okay.
You already know what my situation is. You already know I got a lot going on. You already know my phone is off right now. You know that. I don't have no gas in my car to get to work. You know all of this. So the fact that you're still trying to fuck with me even more, don't do that.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I'm cool.
So he's saying, because we got to go into agreements, Drea. Okay. And you know, I mean, I used to sit on the phone and talk to Rhea, your little girl. So I do feel an attachment to you, and your little girl just sweet as pie, right? And she was crazy about my cousin. You know what I mean? He was helping with her and stuff. So this is the thing, okay? So because this is the same thing. So this he went through this with something similar with the financial thing with what's his other friend name? The one that was staying at the house with y'all. The one that was no, the one that was in the prostitution. There was
Mariah.
no, not her. The one y'all roommated with her, and y'all was kind of getting into it.
Roommated with nobody. Oh, I know who you talking about. I don't know her name, but I know exactly.
Makila, yeah, Makila. So the thing is, I was able to kind of help in that matter too. So what I want to, because sometimes we lose sight of what a financial arrangement is. Okay, so in these cases, you know, like Makila, she did the same thing. She was mad at my cousin. Or I'm gonna call him Maurice in this case. She was mad at Maurice, but at the end of the day, she owed Maurice money. She was threatening to jump on him too. So, but
being a hypocrite.
Yeah, that's true.
Being a hypocrite.
True.
Mad at the girl Ashley for having all of his shit at her house, for keeping all of his shit. So now you're doing it to somebody else. That's being a hypocrite.
Now, who is Ashley?
Ashley is another young woman who he's trying to talk to and mess with. That's why I'm saying all of these young females, and most of these females is hoes and strippers and prostitutes and all of that.
Yeah, and you're not like that.
Me and Tiny are the only normal people. We're the only ones that don't involve our life in none of that, do no shit like that, none of that. Everybody else that he's involved with are literally prostitutes, strippers, all of that. All of them women, they deal with him and then they cut him off. They deal with him and then they cut him off. And then he comes to me and they try to make it seem like they did something wrong. And at this point, I don't know. I don't care. I don't. I just want my shit, my kids' shit, my mom's shit. Like, that shit I can never get back. He could pick up the phone and call his mom every fucking day. I cannot do that.
Yeah, and you know what? I went through a situation with a storage, and I was just talking about this a week or two ago, right? My mom didn't take a lot of photos, and I only had like 2 or 3 photos of my mother uploaded on Facebook. And I tell my son this all the time. I said, that's the only reason that old lady didn't get choked out at that storage, because they broke the law. That storage broke the law, and they shredded my mom and my family photos. Some of them I do have, but luckily those 2 or 3 pictures of my mother was uploaded on my Facebook. But you can't upload ashes. Right. So you know, ashes, you can't upload ashes. Like ashes on a photo.
And they really the ashes not even supposed to be in there. Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying that
I'm trying to be cool and just get the shit, because if I gotta call the police, then everybody's in trouble.
Okay, so let's start with the financial thing. Okay,
That's
so
my dad. No, I was gonna say where we need to start is what's the safe way for me to just get my stuff.
Well, no, that
Because
ain't
all
where
of
that
that
ain't
shit
where
is
that ain't where we
irrelevant.
want to
It's all
start.
irrelevant.
We want to start with calmness and logic, right? So this is, when I
That's
logic. So
that's what's gonna get me calm, explain in a calmer way. And that's why I contact you, because my
yeah,
dad told me just go up there and call the police.
no, we wanna work on logic first, because sometimes the police make it worse, and it's an appropriate time to call them. You still may need to call. Okay. And I'm very neutral in these situations. So the first thing is Maurice said that he wants you to pay. Okay. So if you're is
Yes.
what agreement did y'all originally have? Like it's
There was no agreement. It was literally I put my stuff in the storage and there's no problem. He
okay.
never asked me to pay anything or nothing. And then he gonna tell me, I told you in the beginning of the month that it was due on the 5th.
Okay,
How am I supposed to remember that?
so it's due on the
I
5th.
got a lot of life shit going on.
So it was
He
due.
called me and told me in California. It was what? It was around the time it was my daughter's birthday. I was in California. He called me and told me to come get the stuff out the storage because they don't lock it because he's not paying for it.
Okay, so he called and told you that when Maurice called and told you that when.
He called me and told me that, and I told him there was no way for me to come get it that day because I'm in California.
So when did he tell you that? When did he tell you that?
He told me on the 5th.
Of June,
On
right?
the 5th, literally.
Okay.
Yes, everything was due.
Okay, so this ain't someone you want to unalive because he did warn you. See, part of Maurice's problem is financial struggles. And he has kind of decided that he doesn't want to pay women's bills that he's not married to. Okay. So he said he basically what he's telling you is he ain't got the money to pay it. This is part of the reason why sometimes he stayed with you for free, sometimes not. Because he's a gambler, right? Doesn't he gamble? Okay, so yeah, even without gambling, he's low income. Maurice is low income. This is not a financially wealthy man. Okay. So how much is the storage bill?
I don't know.
Drea.
I think she said it was 150.
Okay, so 150. So what sounds like is happening is that he don't want to give you the stuff. He's locked out of the place to give you the stuff because he can't give you something that he's locked out of.
No, because he did say that he was paying for it, and then I'm trying to ask him, okay, since he said and don't put the gun to me no more, okay.
People gotta start using logic, y'all. This done caught my throat up, y'all.
Hello.
Yeah, Drea.
My bad, the call has failed.
Oh, that's okay.
Text now app.
Thank you so much for the likes, y'all.
He knows the type of person that I am.
Yeah, he always said good things about you.
It wasn't all you have to tell me is, okay, he said he's gonna pay it. Okay, so I'm gonna pay it on this, you come get your stuff. That's all that has to be said. But instead you're blocking me, you're ignoring me, you're telling me stop texting me, stop calling you. Like when you got somebody's shit, you don't do that. And he to you.
Yeah.
When the girl just did that to you, you said you didn't like that shit, and I was willing to go to her house and beat the girl up to go get your shit. But nobody else was gonna do that.
Yeah, and that's something.
You're turning around doing that to me. That's weird. Don't do that. I don't give a fuck how much animosity you got, what you don't like, what you hate, this and that. It's not that. He say I'm verbally abusive. It's not I'm verbally abusive. I'm very firm on what I stand on. And how I say things can come off as a little bit like
that's a game he plays. We are not verbally abusive, and that needs to stop.
no, yeah.
Yeah, we are not. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's all you do is sit there and call somebody abusive and this and that. Like, I ain't never fucking abused you, sir. Don't tell me no shit like that because I will.
Yeah, that's a form of gaslighting. And he never presented you as an abuser to me. So and I
so for all of these people to be sitting here having a fucking problem with you and you never do nothing, you're never the problem.
He can't. He lacks the ability to see that he's the problem. That's why he say many people refer to him as a narcissist. In his mind, we are all the problem. Okay, now he texted me. That's why I didn't answer my phone, because he texted me some months back and said he didn't want to talk to me anymore. And that's because I was saying something to him about his perspectives and behavior. So it doesn't make you an abuser to speak up to someone that you feel is not right. That's part of communication to fix a problem too. Now, at the end of the day, you need your stuff out of there. Whose name is the storage in?
This is his name.
And that's bad because okay, so it's in his name.
Even if I gotta go bust the fucking storage open, I will. And then I'm gonna go bust his ass too right after I do that. And then go straight to Texas, hop right on the road.
But then you go to you go to jail or prison, right? I mean,
I go to fucking jail or prison over my mom's ashes, then I did that.
But then you got
exactly the type of person.
You got your girls. Don't you got 2 girls now?
That's something I would have to have thought about later. Yes, I do, ma'am. That's something.
So you got to think about the girls now. You got to think about the girls now, because what life what life do they have while you sitting in prison? Even just going to.
I can't even change my kids' fucking clothes right now.
So that's what we want to do. We want to resolve that. Okay, so.
Like, that's what I'm saying. My kids ain't got no clothes, no shoes, no nothing.
Okay.
Literally. They've been wearing the same shit for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And that's abusive. What he's doing to put them in that situation.
Thank you.
And then to have taken care of them as well. So that.
I wasn't even tripping.
Yeah.
I knew after June 5th when he said that was going to be the day. When he called me and I told him I was already in California, and he knew I was going to California because it was my baby's birthday. And I already told him all of that. So you knew I was in California. You could have called me, told me the day before, the week before, anything. You waited to the exact same fucking day that they're going to lock the storage because you didn't pay for it. That's the exact same day that you waited to come tell me. And you knew I was in California, so you knew I wasn't going to be able to do nothing about it.
Right.
My socials is in there. Our socials, our birth certificates, ashes, all my important paperwork, all my pictures, everything. My kids' clothes, shoes, all of that shit is in that storage. I can't just leave and go to Texas without any of that.
Right. So at this point, he basically saying he don't have a 150. That's what it sounds like he's saying, right?
No, he's basically saying he's gonna hurry up and pay the storage, but he's not. He's saying he's paying the storage. He's gonna pay the storage. All I'm asking is let me have to peacefully come get this shit and leave you alone.
He's saying he's gonna pay the storage?
Yes. He said he was gonna pay the storage.
But then he.
Can you let me know when?
But then he reneged.
I asked him if he could let me know when he's gonna pay me or when he's gonna pay the storage. He said, he said don't text him and don't call him. And I'm at work over here putting my whole fucking job in risk and danger because of that. So in May, it was early May, he had helped me out. My car had got towed from the police. He helped me out with like $200.
Mm-hmm. He helped. And when was that?
Yes, we ended up going to California after he helped me out.
Drea, when was that?
I gave him $500.
Drea.
The first week of May.
Drea. First week, okay, of this year.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first week of May.
This just happened.
Right. And I'm sorry that this is happening to you. I do have
I gave
compassion.
him the $500 that I didn't even have.
Right,
I
but
had
this,
went
but
to
this,
jail
but
for
this
no
is
reason.
this is someone that has lived with you for months and months for free.
And that part,
Okay.
the fact that you willing to play with
Yeah.
my kids,
So
that makes
technically,
me feel like you've been playing in my this whole time.
yeah.
But if
So
I feel like you've been playing in my face, then come on.
yeah. Being disingenuous is what you're saying. So this is okay. So this is what we'll do. Let's call him on three-way. But see what I'm thinking. I want to have kind of an agenda before I call, right? So
Right.
what it sound like is, for one, we want to use logic. He had the June 5th. The storage is due every June 5th, right?
Right.
Okay, so if it's not paid, which it sounds like it's not paid, he can't give you something he's locked out of himself.
Exactly.
Okay,
like
so-
I'm saying, just let me know when you're going to pay it.
That's what he said.
I know I have a date so where I can at least come get my shit. Don't just tell me stop texting me and calling you.
Right. So that's not resolving it. It's because it needs to be resolved some kind of way. So and see, do you have the key or the pin code to the storage?
I have the pin code to the storage, yes.
What about the key?
No, I don't.
Yeah, see, this you gotta learn. Never, you trusted him though. See, when you trust somebody,
I never thought Maurice would ever try to play with me. Like, I don't know.
yeah. See, this is the thing. So, okay, so it sounds like that you need the pay. So this is what I want to do. What's the recent phone number you have for him, and then I'll call him on three-way. And then if that don't work out on three-way, still stay on the phone to figure out how we can do this, right? So so what? Okay, so it sounds like.
The same phone number. The problem is he got me blocked. So.
And I might be blocked as well. I think he blocked me when he said that he didn't want to talk to me. And mind you, I didn't do anything to him. But speak up about an issue where he felt like my son shouldn't ever hit someone back that's knocking him the fuck out, right? So Maurice was more on the side of the narcissistic, sociopathic female that's a racist, a white girl that feel like she can beat Negroes up whenever the hell she feel like it. Right. And we ain't supposed to hit their ass back. And I had no understanding of that. Now, I do teach all my sons not to beat up on girls, right? But it's not okay for no big old 300-pound white girl to be knocking us out. And she put her fist in my side. And I'm, supposed to be like a mom figure to the girl. So it was amazing how he could be on the wrong side and I'm the relative, right? It was just crazy. Like he is blood related to me and my son. And then through the conversation, he done choked the bitch out himself. Because some told me to ask, well, have you ever defended yourself from a woman? Right. And he said, yeah, he had to choke one. And I'm like, shit, well, my son didn't even do all that. He just got her out his face, right? It's all bad. I mean, we shouldn't be with people that's fighting us in the first place. That's probably the best thing. But the problem with the communication now is you need to get your stuff. So he knows that you have a time limit to get your stuff too. So, okay, are you willing to pay the $150?
Am I willing to pay the $150?
Yeah.
I don't have $150. Like I just said, I don't even have $10 for gas in my car. My phone is off. Like, he knows what I'm going through right now, and he's still choosing to fuck with me.
Yeah,
My baby, I don't talk to my baby. I don't talk to her dad, none of that. I hit him up, asked if he could get her some diapers or something, like, it's bad.
right. And this is the thing. This is the thing. I tried to tell Maurice this, right? He doesn't, this is his advertisement. He's not a narcissist because he helps so many people, right? But that's not what make you a narcissist. It's the whole process of it, right? See, when somebody genuinely helps you, genuinely, I'm talking about from their soul, right? It doesn't end this way. Right? It doesn't end with somebody crying because they locking somebody's deceased mama ashes up in a storage. It doesn't end that way. So that's where people come back and they feel like he lacks empathy because of the way it ends, because he helped you, right? But helping somebody, you also not helping them when you lock their deceased mama up in the storage. That's not very helpful. And then to be claiming you love a heavenly Lord and just switching up like that. So it seemed like he has it sounds like he has a grudge against you. And so do you know what that's coming from? Is it because you didn't date him or something?
Yes, I do owe him like $700.
You okay, you owe him $700.
Yes.
Okay, and that's from what?
But it's because, I don't know, when we do stuff, he asks for big amounts. Like, my little cousin asked him if he could take her to California. Now, that's the motherfucker that really mentally abused. Like her, Yaya, she's a real mental abuser. So, yeah, when he say abuse, that's who you use that for, her.
The little 19, ain't she 19? The little 19-year-old? Ain't that the little 19-year-old?
Yeah, uh-huh.
That she he was having sex with?
I guess so.
Yeah, from what Makila told me, he had sex with the little girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so they was dating I don't know. She got a baby too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that they were sexually active, Drea?
I did not know that, but that's none of my business. I don't mess with him, and I don't mess with her.
Yeah. Well, Makila heard them in the living room fucking in that one of those the y'all was renting from the white girl.
He tried to make it seem like he's so godly. He said he don't do shit like that.
No, from Makila's story, she heard them fucking. And to be honest, I do believe that story.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it. Because I mean, if you date a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, and he said he'll date a girl.
No, I knew that they were talking because when he used to try to talk to Tiny, and then he tried talking to my little cousin Yaya, I was telling him like they too young for you, and he believes that God don't have an age on when there's no age on when you're supposed to fuck with somebody and not, as long as they're grown.
God don't have see, he uses God as a manipulation. Logic has an age though. Logic does. Right. So see, he puts that off on God. I mean,
he comes to me scriptures and this and that, like trying to basically prove that what he's doing is not right.
Yeah, but most of the Bible is half of it's wicked, right? The Bible is filled with curses and bad stuff that some gods say you can do. So, you know, you gotta wake up to which part of the Bible is not about no God anyway. Sound like Satan, right? It's just like how the Quran says you could date a 6-year-old. Or some people approve that when Prophet Muhammad was supposed to be dating a 6-year-old with a doll. I don't think God told him to do that, to be and then marrying her at 9 or whatever. It's all wicked. So
Right.
$150 is the price. So you owe 700, and what's that 700 for?
And that's what I was gonna get into. So he told Yaya that he'll take her to California, so she only got to pay $170.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when was that?
This was the beginning of May.
May 2. Okay, right around May. And that's this year, right?
Tell me I gotta pay $350 when California is only 3.5 hours away.
Okay, so $350 and $170 is what?
It wasn't no problem. So I didn't get on him like what you told her $170. I didn't do none of that. So I gave him the $350, and then like I said, he helped me get my car out too. So then I gave him whatever altogether. I gave him $500 because of the trip, and then you helped me get my car. Now we was never supposed to go to California, but what happened is I'm on a county out there, so I swiped my card out here and they cut it off. So when they cut that card off, I had to get out here. I just got through the situation. I literally just went to jail for the first time the week before that because of the police pulling me over for my registration. And then I don't know, it was just for no reason pretty much. And it's documented that it was pretty much no reason. They took my girls, they put them in foster care.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or they took them to that place. It's all right because I definitely do got them back within 2 weeks. I got my kids back.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it takes people years to get their children back.
Everybody was saying that, but it was literally bullshit. Like I was racially profiled, all of that.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna be that.
So I could sue these people because I'm going every day with stress, emotionally stressed, pain and suffering. My kids are stressed out. Like my daughter, she was talking about the little. They sent her to. It's called a child haven. It's like a group home where all the kids go.
I used that resource before when I was having one of my babies, and it was really nice here. They 2 of my sons went there for a couple of days, like a weekend basically, at this child haven. Up here they contract, and so they had this like millionaire family that. Yeah, it was really nice. It was one of the prettiest homes I've ever seen up here.
Out here, it's the bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's really bad. And my oldest daughter, she don't know nothing like that, so I have to explain it to her why you don't have your iPad, why you don't have your jewelry, why your hair is not did it like how you want it to be, why you got these raggedy clothes on. I have to explain all of that to her, even though she don't even know nothing about this lifestyle. Like, it definitely made her a little bit more grateful.
Yeah.
She's 5. She should have never had to went through that. And she got her little sister that she has to watch over too. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, that was the whole point. After all of that happened, like I said, the car got towed. He gave me the $200 to help me get the car out. I ended up getting my car. Then the week after that, we drove to California because when I swiped my EBT card out here to get my cash off, they cut the card off. So then I had to go get another card. But if I got to get a new card, then that means I got to go to California. So if you want the money that I'm trying to give you for me to give you for the car situation, for you helping me with my car, then if you help me get to California, you're not going to make $350 out here Ubering me one day, and you're not going to sit there and fucking tell me that I'm wasting your whole day because you could have been doing Uber all day.
Oh, he said you're wasting his whole day?
Yeah.
He talked to you like that?
Why he made me give up the $350 because he said I was wasting up his whole day. When we made it back out to Vegas by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because we left at 4 in the morning. We was already back out here. The sun was still bright, shining up. Like, it wasn't like, no, I did not waste your whole day. You did a quick little 1-2 turnaround for that $350. You wasn't, in them 6 hours, you wasn't gonna make the fucking $350.
But Drea, it don't matter. You could have been the same way. You could have been like, he wasting your days every freaking day he stay with you in your house.
But I'm not gonna say that.
No, but I'm saying, and when you let somebody, this is what I'm saying. Anytime somebody has ever let you stay with them for free, some of the time, all of the time, you should never talk to them that way. And I'm talking about the way he's talking to you. That's not, I'm dealing with that with my youngest son right now. He basically staying here for free, right? And he talks to us with that same narcissistic way. So it's an improper way for any male. You know, it's a dirty way to be talking to somebody. It's like somebody turning on, like if you had a pit bull and it just started mauling you, right? That's what he's doing when he say you wasting his time, because you didn't talk to him. Because he told me how nice you were to him. You never talked to Maurice that way. When he stayed in your house, you were very kind, patient. You would be gone with the kid. I remember when you was pregnant, you would just leave and go to your boyfriend's house and leave him with the place like it was his.
Thank you. That was the whole.
Yeah, you never one time was like, you wasting the space in my house, you wasting my food, you wasting this, you wasting that. You never talked to him that way. So this is also a learning experience for you, so you can learn at an early age what a narcissist is, right? So, and it could be anybody. You don't have to date him. It could be just a friend. He was just your friend, right? But he had a facade. He was, it's now you can say it's disingenuous, right? And the same pattern goes with people. And I already told him, stop giving money out. But see, he, to keep up that facade like he's a giver, he just won't stop loaning money out, right? Because the thing is, when all these, over time, when he keep claiming people owe him money and it always end in some kind of dispute, he could stop giving money out and fix the problem, right? Wouldn't that fix a lot of it on his personal end?
Yes.
Okay, especially with young.
Also, if he didn't give his money out to people that he knows don't even fuck with him, like not one bit. Like Mariah, that girl laughed when I told him this, and he went against what I said. Because you feel like you love this person so much and she's for you so much. When I said, oh, okay, so you dated Maurice now, she said that laughed in my fucking face and said she's here for your little coins or whatever the case is. She's still prostitute. I went out with Mariah. Me and Keisha, his other cousin, went out with Mariah. Mariah was trying to talk to every little white man, little rich person, or anybody that she's seen value in. She was ready to speak to them. So, like, every time I would tell him that he needs to stop dealing with her, he would get mad as fuck. Like, and I understand because
the statickiness, y'all, on this phone chronicle, the statickiness is coming from her phone. Her phone is doing that because she's on like a line. She's not on a regular phone line. Mm-hmm.
Not like that, but it's the same thing with Tiny. And then you got to think about how you're meeting these women.
Yeah, he ain't meeting them at a church, right? Like,
no, he met Mariah picking her up. He be meeting them doing it in the Ubers.
Yeah.
But where they're going to, they're going to go prostitute. Tiny was going to go get some food. That was different. But like,
yeah, Tiny's not into that. Yeah.
That was never her motive. Her motive was never to fuck with you, just to be cool with you. It was to fuck with you because you was helpful to her.
Yeah, I think Tiny kind of like talking to him and stuff.
In her own apartment, you can't help her out with shit. She can't help you with nothing. But these is all is the people that let you get that close enough for you to feel like you might have a chance. And I don't know, when he pushed up on me, there's no fucking chance. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. You stand no chance. I love for us to be friends. That's all we need is to be friends. They don't need to go no further than that. None of that. So
he had me help him put in a missing persons report for Mariah. Speaking of Mariah, right? And this was early on. This was like,
and she thought that he was crazy for that.
But he didn't tell me that she was an ex. Right. I didn't find that out till months in. He presented it to me like he was, you know, because I knew he was giving people rides. And so he presented it to me like he was highly concerned. I helped do the report, but I didn't know the whole situation. It made, he didn't tell me any of that. He didn't tell me she was married as well. He didn't even tell me he dated her.
He's still married to the nigga. So then when you get mad because he come at you and he say something to you, you can't get mad because that's still his fucking wife.
Right. Yeah, and see, I knew none of that. Yeah. And see, that's wrong to have somebody helping you file a missing persons report, and I don't know all these details. Because do you think I would have helped sit on the phone for over an hour to file a missing persons report for somebody that's got a husband? No. And I wouldn't have done it if he had dated her.
The whole time. That's why she wasn't answering you, because she was with her husband.
Yeah, see, he didn't tell me that. That's very manipulative not to tell me that whole story.
She cussed him out about the report because she felt like that was crazy.
Yeah, she cussed him out.
Yeah, and she was saying like that was some crazy shit. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, you ain't missing when you got a husband, and if you missing, your husband gonna file that.
Exactly.
You're not a missing woman when I'm the side dude or side chick.
Exactly.
Unless it's some proof that the husband has done something to her. I mean, I could see in that case.
Yeah, he did. I think he had broke her, he had stopped her in the face or something and he broke something. I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, that's horrible.
The thing you gotta think about is she's still going right back to her husband. So that's between them.
Yeah, it is. And it's nothing any of us can do about it. Yeah, you're right, Drea.
Even when he was messing with her, she left my house to go over there with him, her husband. Because Maurice would have me, after I would get off the work, he would low-key have me watch her, like, make sure she don't go do no crazy nothing. But then again, I'm only just a little Drea, so what the fuck can I do? When we go out, she's still doing her, the same shit that she's used to. And that's not saying you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Like, some people, that's what that really applies for, and she's one of those people. She's never gonna change. It is what it is. So that's not, I don't know.
And you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's true.
Like, there was no way he should have been trying to give his all to her, and then every time somebody says something about her, like telling the truth or anything, you look at them like they fucking lying. Like, what do I gotta lie for? I liked the girl. Me and Mariah was cool. We was going out, hanging like her. I would have been going out with her. But she's just not the right fucking person for you. And that's all I was trying to get across.
Right.
It's like I said, with a lot of young women, it's always something with a young woman. If nobody ever is his age, and I keep telling him that's why you're not finding happiness and love and stuff like that, is because you're not looking for nobody your age. You're looking for a young woman not speaking who don't want nothing right now for money.
Well, anybody more his age, because the young women figured him out. So anybody his age is going to figure out, because these are the women that would be calling him narcissists, like the older white girl he dated. So there was some his age, but they all will say he's a narcissist. Even me, I'm the big cousin, right? So all of them will. A person with more experience is kind of going to figure him out quite quick because the young ones figure him out. So imagine what somebody with even more experience will think about him. They might just think he's a whole demon, right? So he won't be able to gaslight as much. And so his narcissism isn't being fixed. So he's steadily gonna be hidden like dead ends with it. And all relationships are just gonna end in some kind of trouble.
Right.
So that's the bottom line. It's not gonna be, and it's always like some kind of complaint that's gonna happen. But the thing is, let me see. So okay, so he got you on the he feel like you because you told me 350 and 170 because I wrote that down, right? But that don't total 700.
No, it don't.
So what make you owe him 700? Because this is how much is 350 and 170? That's 520.
Yeah.
So what is this 700 he claiming you owe coming from?
Whenever like my children got no food or anything, and he just keeps tabs on everything. That's what it's from. It's all the tabs. If they ain't got no food, my baby don't have a diapers, and I ask him for anything, he keeps tabs. And that's what I'm saying. You don't keep tabs on nobody else but me. And that's probably because I'm the only bitch that ain't open my legs and doing nothing with you.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you just let that shit slide. But with me, you're keeping tabs with everything. And none of these females did nothing that I ever did. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, I nicely open my doors.
Yeah, but someone with that personality type, they're not it's like they forget what you did. And if he really added up every day, he was at your house months and months. I remember that because I used to talk to him at your house, right? So if you did a tally of how long a Negro has stayed in your house for free, he really would owe you. Right, I know that for a fact because how much was your rent at that one place? Because he had told me the amount. It was like over 1,000.
It was 1,500.
Yeah, 1,500. So 1,500 of living. He at least stayed with you 4 months, right?
He didn't have a room. So he felt like he didn't have to do all that. Not too much.
It don't matter. He in the house. He don't need a room. Half the time you wasn't even home because you was with your baby daddy.
And then I was gonna say when I had left, then he was sleeping in my room and in my bed and stuff.
Yeah, but it don't matter. He in the house and pretty much nobody's home most of the time. Because you was at your baby daddy house and at work. I used to talk to him when he was at your house. I used to tell him how kind that was because I always ask, one of my questions is, how much do you pay? He say, oh, she let me stay for free. Now, when I started seeing a pattern of, him being a grown man staying with people for free. And when he tried to offer to come here to stay, I wasn't going for that. You're just too old to be staying with people for free. Yeah, it's just not cool. So, and why do somebody get to come in my place and stay for free? And I didn't get to do that. The landlord didn't allow me to do it. So I just, I felt like it was manipulation there. And so 1,500, say he just paid half. Because even if he just staying in the living room, right? Even just staying, you still give it, he's still using the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room. So say he was gonna pay $750. $750 for 4 months. Because how many months did he stay with you for free?
It was like almost the whole year. She told you.
Yeah, exactly. It was a year. Okay, so $750. $7.50, half of a and the lesson to learn here is don't let people stay for free. So $7.50 times 12 months, how much is that? Let me add that up. Because I'm getting ready to show you how you don't owe, and this ain't even adding the water and light bill. You got to remember that goes up a little too. We'll just say 800. He should have paid you. He should have paid you 800 minimum. 800 times 12. That's $9,600. Okay. You don't owe him shit. You don't owe him. See me, I would know what I owe you. See, in my mind, that's what I owe you for real, right? So this 700, I would just erase it because I don't owe you. I owe you. I mean. But see, because he doesn't, his narcissism won't allow him to think that way. If he would have paid $800 a month for a year, but he stayed for free because he told me this himself. Okay, you two people confirming, you and him. So $9,600. That's if he would have just paid $800 a month for a year. He would have paid you $9,600. So since he didn't pay you that.
1 month he paid the whole rent. He did pay the whole.
Okay, so let's minus, how much is that? $1,500.
My car was gonna be it did get retold.
So he paid 1 month, so that's $8,100. But then when you stay with him over in that 2-bedroom motel type place that the white lady was renting to y'all, did you pay anything there?
Yeah, I was just saying, no, he didn't say I had to pay anything. I never had to pay nothing.
Okay, so, but you wasn't staying there that long. You only stayed there, what, 3 months?
No, I only stayed there like 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Okay, so it wasn't even 3 months. So I'm just seeing that you really don't owe him because of the amount of time he lived with you for free. Yeah, it's really no debt because he's been homeless for so long and displaced, right? That he's lost sight of what he should be paying. It's like when he became displaced, he became kind of like a borderline freeloader himself. Because he's kind of both. He's like a user and a freeloader, and he's mixing the two, and that's not good. But it's coming from losing sight of how much rent really is. Because $1,500 a month, he should have been paying half of that. So what we want to try to do is get the stuff out the storage. So it's $150. So you want me to call him on 3-way? And try that?
Let me see. He said that he was going to, let me see. He said he was going to pay it, and then I couldn't get the stuff. So, he said, he just said this not that long ago. He said, I'm going to inform you when I pay it. And that's all I've been asking for all day. And just let me know when you're going to pay it. Don't just say, I'm going to pay it, and then when it's time for me to get my stuff, then I'll probably last out.
There's laws, though, Drea, like, what I would do is call the police. And because there's laws on your stuff in there, right? So you took a photo of it?
No, this is mine. Right.
So what I would do is call the police.
I was
And-
trying not to go that route.
Well, you have a right to call and find out what the law is, right?
Exactly.
So you can and they file an incident report. So what I would do is call the police and tell them the situation and say that you want your stuff out. He promised to hold your stuff. He never said you had to pay anything on the storage. And how can you get your stuff out of there? Or is the storage unit still open?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because I'll be seeing like the police. We have a storage too, right? And we be seeing the police let people go in there and get their stuff, and it's not always their stuff. It's not always they name on the storage, right? Because see, one of the things you got is text message proof.
Exactly.
See, that's evidence to the police that and that can be used and uploaded, because they can let you upload stuff. And with me, I don't care who it is. It could be my relative or not. Right is right, wrong is wrong, right? So I'm not gonna hinder you from a police investigation. And it won't be the first time that it's been called on them, because Keisha called on them. Yeah, Keisha's already called on them.
Keisha, she was actually wrong. That's what made me mad. Because that's how I know Maurice. Keisha was my friend. I didn't know nothing about a Maurice. I met Keisha at the nail shop. She asked me if I could become her braider. And I told her, yeah, and then since then
She wrong for saying that he took her stuff from her house?
Yes, because she already told me that the person who was staying there pre had took that stuff.
Okay, and that's what Maurice had told me too.
Yeah, she already told me that. So why would you go, like, I was in a car when she was trying to accuse him, all of that. So that's what made me really be like, girl, did you really just do that to him? Because you literally just told me one of your homegirls took the stuff. And not like that, but she's kind of bigger now, and she don't wear no, like, Mariah's a prostitute. What the hell she gonna be doing in your clothes? Not like that, but like, you don't got nothing that fits her eyes. Sorry. Nothing that you own is gonna fit that girl eyes for her to feel like she gotta take your stuff.
Yeah, and that is wrong. But what you gotta understand about people, let me explain to you about people, right? She's a little older, right? So people will sit back, and I've seen this happen to wicked people. A person like Keisha will watch the wicked shit they do to other people. Right. And so that person, see, it's a person's aura, right? Because nobody ever did that to me. Nobody ever called the police and knew that it was actually somebody else that really stole it, right? So also it can come from the way you talk to people too, because he talks about Keisha pretty bad. Okay, and he does it not just with that cousin, me too. Right, so people get tired of hearing what you say about them behind their back. Because when I reported him to his mother, he painted me like crazy. Right, and I'm not. It's not crazy because I'm picking up on your behavior. But people have a lot of, because another thing she did was when he was sick and in medical crisis, she refused to call 911 for him. And so she has a hatred for him that goes probably that we don't fully know. But sometimes those type of hatreds can come from how they observe that person treat other people. So what they do, they get revenge on the person. Plus, I mean, if she didn't call 911 and hate him that much, why would he return to her place? Right. And then it don't matter, even if she the victim, even if he's the victim of her, it's separate from how he treating you. So even though in that case, he was victimized. Because narcissists will be victimized as well. They're gonna be victimizing and they're gonna victimize. They're gonna be a victim and they're gonna be victimizing other people. They're gonna have that two way of life thing going on. And that's what will make you not know that they are narcissists right away. Because from your perspective, you're seeing another predator. Because Keisha's just another narcissist. Okay, so you seeing another predator attack another predator. That's what you're seeing. But it's really irrelevant. You got to try to, that's part of, why you thought he was and you feel sorry for him. So you didn't see this coming. Your mother's ashes being held. Like your mama's being kidnapped right now. So, it is. That's her body in there.
He knows literally when my first car had got wrecked and I got paid. I had my stuff in there. My sister's ashes was in there and they took her ashes. So I can't keep losing people ashes. Like
who took her? Who took your sister's ashes? Who took your sister's ashes?
The car people.
And you can sue them. You can sue them about that.
I tried. The owner's son at the car lot, he told me when I got there, they told me to come get everything out the car. I get there, there's nothing in the car, literally nothing whatsoever. So the owner's son, he's like, that's not our fucking problem. You should have got your car. You should have wrecked your car and got your car towed and this and that. So
wow, that was mean.
With his own water. I took his water and everybody's computer up because wasn't nobody gonna work after he did that.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. We living in a pretty demonic world.
I was already so unhappy with him, and still to this day, he's still unhappy. Like, I could honestly tell my brothers don't even like talking to me because, like, girl, you lost the fucking ashes. And when my sister lost my mom's jacket, one of my mom's older jackets, he was tripping over that. So just imagine how you feel over losing the fucking ashes. So when you lose our sister ashes, okay. And then our mom too, okay, I'm gonna give you because you're supposed to be responsible. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you 23 years old, no, this is important shit that you're not supposed to be using at all. Like, but that's also stuff I'm not gonna ride around with every day in my car.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to request you as a Facebook friend. I had looked at you and read pretty photos. So what I want to do is start actively doing something about it. So in a case like this, we want to begin with the police. Because the storage is still open, right? What if the police say we can meet you at the storage? You just never know. If the police say yes, you're allowed to get your stuff, whether you're locked out or not. Because you had a text messaging proving that he's confirmed your stuff is in there. So you do have evidence to start a police thing. So what the goal should be to get the stuff out. Okay, you saying you don't have $150, and he's locked out of it as well. So, because what Maurice is saying is he'll give you the stuff if you pay $150. That's what he's saying, right?
If I don't got the 150, so I just said if the storage isn't paid by the time it's time for me to go, then I'm gonna just bust the shit open and.
No, I wouldn't want to do it that way because then they're gonna signal the alarm in the storage. So all of that.
That's the way he was saying, I'm gonna pay it. So he said that he was just gonna pay it. So earlier today, I asked him if he could bring me a salad from work, and my baby daddy's sister was gonna cash app him, or trying or whatever. So he said he had a doctor's appointment. So I'm like, okay. Customer doctor. She said, okay, I'm next to Salad and Go. My doctor's appointment is across the street from Salad and Go. Okay. I'm gonna pick the salad up and then I'm gonna call you. All right. So it's 10 o'clock. When I asked him for everything at like 8:30. So I told him I'm gonna give you a call back in 2 hours. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, I don't hear from you, not answering. All right, I go back to my desk and work. Then he texts me, he's like, I'm gonna call you. I'm just now getting out the doctor. This is now okay. 30 minutes to like an hour go by, so I'm calling you because I got time. I'm on my little break.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna call you because it's my only break time, shit. So I started calling him, and then he wasn't answering. So I told him, like, you know what? I only got 30 more minutes left for work, so it's no point for you to even come up here to bring me the salad. So he gonna say, I could really send you a text message and all. That's exactly how I said it on my bed, brother. I said it just like that. It's no point for you to come up here and bring a salad because I only got 30 more minutes left for work. He gonna say, well, you don't have to make it seem like I wasn't trying to do nothing for you and this and that. Like, I didn't make it seem like you wasn't trying to do nothing for me. I just said, he basically felt like I was trying to control him and like his mood and every moment. Like, that's how he said he felt.
No, you're not doing any of that. He's messing his own mood up. I promise you that.
It don't make any sense for you to come, but I'm leaving in 30 minutes. I can go get my own fucking salad.
Yeah, he's lost sight. See, this is part of the displacement, right? And even driving, driving for Uber, right? He loses sight of a regular job. There's a limited lunchtime. See, he would have to go and remember. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got to remember how it was at the casino. So he's able to reach into.
Everything goes back to faith and God and the Lord, because you stop working at the Sahara you quit your job at the Sahara to go to the Caesar's Palace. Then you quit the Caesar's Palace because you said you thought it's fucking with your face because it's the Antichrist.
But you still fuck kids though. Right. So yeah, so I mean, it's all the Antichrist if he want to believe that there's an Antichrist outside of himself. Right, because the Antichrist is the Antichrist is for sure his personality type. That's the Antichrist, if there is one. And see, I don't believe in all that. When that's called blame shifting. Everything is the devil, the Antichrist. It's never him. It's never him, right? It's always another source. They call that blame shifting. And the religious narcissists, they blame shift on the devil and they blame shift on the Lord too. So it's him. The Antichrist is us when we do bad behavior. Because when I look at a man that's in his 40s, 50s, or 60s, however old they are Antichrist when they put their dick in a teenager, because a 19-year-old is a teenager, and they the Antichrist when they working for the casino. It's hypocrisy, and he ain't and that ain't why he left the casino. I don't believe that. It just was a bad business move to leave. It's what leads to you not being able to pay this storage bill, because the casino is just a job. It's a job where you get paid, and it's a.
That's what I told him the other day, because he keeps saying he's just because he's really not doing nothing with his life. Like, Maurice will sleep his whole time away. He bought that fucking truck. He could barely pay for it. Like, and I already told him all of this. Like, before he even got that car or anything. Like, are you sure you're going to be able to keep up? are you sure you're not going to be talking about you stressed and depressed? Because Maurice, he don't hide none of his feelings from me at all. That's the thing he never did. But he's just out of it. Like, this is not the same Maurice that I met 4 years ago.
Right. He's sound like he got depression and stuff too.
Yeah, he's dealing with a lot. I don't know. It's not even that he's dealing with a lot. That's the thing. Like, you can never say, like, what nobody's pain is or nothing like that. But, like, the reason why he's going through the shit that he's going through is because of him. Not like that, but, like, he could have been straight in life. He could have been good, but he just chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I had them options, the shit that he had, shit, if I could run around and do Uber and make, $250 a day, I would if I could, but I cannot do that. I'm not 25 years old. So it's a lot of money. If I could work in a casino and...
Oh, you have to be 25 to do Uber?
Yeah, you have to be 25 and up.
Not up here. Here you can be 18 and at least do Uber Eats. Here you just have to be driver's license age. Yeah, they each state is different. That's interesting to know because I thought, you know, it's, Uber rules are different everywhere.
And I'm like, I've always tried to figure some shit out because, like I said, it's just me and my kids. So yeah, I've always tried to figure it out, but not all the time do we get far. But I've always tried, and he has help. So I know he's not a bad person. He just needs some help, for real. I don't know. I've been trying to see if he's mentally slow a little bit, but now that you're saying like a narcissist, that makes a little bit more sense. It's just he's so like, that's why I say everything about God, and he's so chill, and like that just makes me be like, damn, I don't even know what, like it's something about you, but I can't put a finger on it because you don't really show that much energy or emotion.
Well, the thing with the narcissism, he would be what you call an unaware narcissist. So it's gonna an unaware narcissist. Like when my ex, he was aware of what he is, right? So when you are aware that you are one, you can control yourself a little better. But when you actually, but when you are unaware that you are a narcissist and you are in complete rebellion and you believe you the good person and everybody else is so bad, then it's harder to fix because he can't see that you should just get your stuff, but it sounds like he ain't got the money to pay it. That's what it boils down to, is boiling down to a financial issue for both of you. Because you don't have the money and he don't have the money to pay it. And but that's good. It's not that far behind. So what I would try to do is keep it from getting further behind. Because see, they're going to add the late fees, lockout fees. They're going to be adding a lot of fees to this stuff. So it seemed like it just got behind. So I'm just wondering what the police advice would be. Since you got text messaging saying your stuff is there.
And I also didn't want to get in trouble because you're not supposed to travel nowhere.
You're not supposed to do what?
That's another thing I don't want to get in trouble for.
What?
You're not supposed to take ashes nowhere. If you move them from a different location to a different location, you gotta go sign some papers stating that you moved the ashes.
You're not supposed to move them from where?
Anywhere. Like if I move from apartment to apartment, I I gotta tell them that I moved in ashes.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't tell them any ashes are in there. I just would tell them your stuff is there. Because what you don't want to do is just get everybody locked out the storage.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So anything that's illegal, ashes. Some people have pet remains there. You're not even supposed to lock food in a storage, but we're not supposed to lock any marijuana in there, but people do it anyway. They just put it in somewhere you don't smell it. But there's a lot of stuff in storages that's not supposed to be there, but that's there anyway. People store their liquor bottles there. That's not supposed to be stored in some storages. You know what I mean? But I just would, so I would start with getting the police information. So what I would like you to do is call the police and see what they say and tell them about the text and the situation and ask them, is there any way that there's any law that would enable you to meet where they can meet you at the storage, where the storage can give you your stuff. So do that first, because right now the storage would still be open to 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So call the police before the storage close, and then call me back. Because we should be trying to get the stuff out. Okay, so you want to do the police call on 3-way? Like if you call 9, where I could kind of help tell the situation, or I could ask questions too.
Yes.
Okay, just call them on 3-way then.
They might have me call the non-emergency line.
Yeah, when you call 911, they ask for the non-emergent line.
Okay. I'm on this little Text Now app.
Oh, the Text Now app.
Yeah, it's not letting me do a double call. I'm trying to double call him and it didn't let me. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. No, I was gonna say, it's not letting me double call.
Yeah, and see, if I call on my end, it's gonna connect to the 911 in my state. So in that case, you gotta hang up and call them,
Yeah.
and then just
All right.
call me back,
Like that.
and then tell them you want to get your stuff, and what about calling the storage as well? Calling the storage unit. Do this too. Call the storage unit and tell them it's in Maurice's name. Act like you on good terms with them, right? And tell them some of your things are in there and you're leaving out of town. And how does it work when the payments due and you want to get your portion of your things? So start with the storage. Start with what I would do. Call the police and get the law. And then call the storage unit. You want to do this stuff, Drea, before they close. So call the police right now, but act like you just call the police, tell them the whole thing, and then call me back, and then we'll know what to say to the storage unit. Because I could call the storage unit on 3-way. I just can't call the police. I could call the police on 3-way, but the police is going to bring my police department up. here. So do the police call to find out what the laws are in the report. I would do a report too. I would report and get the incident number, but report that your things are there. And that will help you if you needed to file a lawsuit. For a civil lawsuit, you can file a civil lawsuit. Because see, the civil lawsuits ain't got nothing to do with you can't have ashes there. It's still in the civil courts. Somebody can't take your mother's ashes. They don't care where they were supposed to be. They just care about that they taken by that person. Yeah, but if you put some on the police file, if you can complain, you have more you have more rights to file a complaint and file civil suits against persons and businesses over your stuff that's there. So start asking police questions, write the incident number down, and then call the storage, and then see what. So we want to do this for these places closed. Because what time is it there where you're at? Okay, so we want to hurry up and do it before they close. The police, I mean, of course, you can call them anytime. But I'm thinking if we could call that storage too. And I could help you with the storage call, since I could do that call on three-way. The 911 call I can't do on three-way because it's going to connect me to this city. Okay. And get the incident number and tell them your goal is to get your stuff. How can you get your stuff out of there without going through civil litigation? And tell them that both of you are locked out because you don't have the money to pay, but you want to get your call it your personals. You want to get your personals out of there. Okay, so just call the police, and then sometimes they'll say they'll have an officer call you right back. Sometimes they'll do that. They'll have to have someone call you back, and then just let's start there. Okay. Okay, bye, Drea. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, so the thing is, y'all, things can get very complicated. And y'all, I do these phone chronicles, right? Amina Tasala says hello. And then Travis Burke says hello as well. So hello to everyone who left the comments. Hold on one second. Yeah, so the thing is, y'all, and I've talked about this a little bit before, and I'll be doing separate lives at some point about money, right? So it's just getting to the point, we got to stop giving out money, okay? It causes a lot of problems. And in this situation, this young lady, she wants her stuff out the storage. However, he wants her to pay the storage to get the stuff out. So he's feeling like she's not investing enough. But see, the problem with these situations is a narcissist, especially if they are highly narcissistic, they will never look at the cost of what they did, of what you or someone else did for them for free. So this young lady, she had a place, the rent was at least over $1,000. She says $1,500. And the gentleman lived with her for a year with only paying 1 month's worth of rent. So out of a year, he paid $1,500 for one of those months, but lived approximately 12 months for free. Now, what I did, I calculated with Drea the cost, and this is sometimes what ladies and gentlemen will not look at, if you look at the cost of what you're providing, sometimes you won't provide it. Okay. So I'll go into later and let you know how it was worked out. So, and he pretty much had full range to the place. So she had a place for a year. She let the gentleman stay for free. $1,500. Okay. And I like being a mediator or kind of like a negotiator in a way, because in the beginning of the call, she wants to unalive him. She's talking about she's in a gang and she'll unalive him over her mama's ashes. And, you know, I explained to her that's just not the way to do things, right? She has 2 little girls and she got to think about her girls, but 1,500. So say he was supposed to pay 800 of that. And it doesn't matter if your rent's 1,500 and you letting a person stay up under your roof, and whether they have a bedroom or not, it does not matter. Rent is rent. So say if you add a light and water bill, so if you add another 100 for the light and water bill, that's just being kind of nice. So if you add 1,500 and you add some kind of utility cost of another $100 a month, that makes the total 1,600. Okay. So if she would have made him pay half of that, okay, that would be 800 he would have paid. Okay, 800 times 12 months, that would be $9,600. Now, he did pay 1,500 for 1 month, but that's after he's pretty much freeloaded. Okay, and that's what they're doing. When someone has an income, they're having a business, whatever, they are freeloading off of you. And she was a target because she's a single Black unmarried woman, young lady. She had 1 daughter at the time and was pregnant with another daughter. That's, of course, not by the gentleman that's staying with her. So he's freeloading off of a unmarried, young, Black, single woman. So what she is, she's a target. She's a target to a predator. So he did pay 1,500. And so that means that she gifted him with $8,100. Okay. Because what narcissists don't do, and I'm not calling Drea the narcissist, what narcissists don't do, they don't look at the value of what you have given them that is not an exchange of cash. So if you let me stay with you for free and I saved $8,100 on rent, you're gifting me. Narcissists, they only look at the cash they give. They will lack the ability to remember the things that don't add up to cash. That actually is cash. It's cash. So when he stays with her for free for a year and he only pays that 1 month of rent, $1,500, Drea has gifted him $8,100. Okay. But a narcissist will forget about that part. Okay. Because she didn't directly hand him the cash. So he will forget, or at least behave like he forgets, or won't give credit for that. And this is why you don't let people stay for free. So now the situation is she wants to move back to Texas. Drea wants to move back to Texas, and she wants to get her stuff out of the storage. And part of what's in that storage is her mother's ashes. Okay. Now, this gentleman, he will say many people have called him a narcissist. This is why. This is why. But at the same time, yes, he's refusing to give her the mother's ashes because the storage bill is needs to be paid on. He's behind on the storage as well. So actually, this is more of a financial dispute because if he ain't got the money to pay the storage, and he could maybe have the money to pay the storage, he may just feel like she needs to pay her portion of the storage. But he's lost sight of what she's already done for him. From my perspective, this is not the way to treat someone that lets you stay for free for a year. It's just not the way to treat someone. That's just from my perspective. We got to stop getting in these situations. And I had already talked to this gentleman about this. He complains about these prostitutes, and Andrea's not a prostitute, but he had another prostitute friend that owed him money and stuff like that. And I remember when that situation ended, he was trying to put the prostitute lady out of the place they were renting because he claimed that she owed him some money. Okay. And that we ended up resolving that. Because he wouldn't return that last week of rent for that place back because he claimed that she had owed him $100 and some or however much. This was the other situation, not with Drea, but he wanted to, in that situation with the prostitute, Makila, he wanted to keep the almost $200 or however much it was and make her leave. That $200, I guess that would have been for another week worth of rent. It was approximately $200. That would have been another week's worth of rent. So but then he claimed that she owed him about that amount of money, which she confirmed that she did owe him. But see, after enough of these situations, you just gotta stop loaning people money. Okay. None of these ladies are your wives, and you just got to stop loaning money. That fixes the problem. If you stop giving your money out, nobody owes you. Okay. It's a very logical thing to do. And I already told this gentleman that he's not talking to me right now. And he just did the same thing to Drea, saying he didn't want to talk to her as well. Narcissists, they're quite overwhelmed. They are. It's just too much. Too many people telling you they don't like what you're doing. They feel like you should do it a better way. But at the end of the day, she wants to go back to Texas to move, and she wants to get her stuff out of the storage in the state that they're in now. She's not in Texas right now. She wants to get her stuff, and she's already lost her sister's ashes due to a tow yard company that threw her stuff away out of the trunk there. I don't know. I mean, the best thing when you're storing ashes is to put it in a small storage unit that you can pay on regularly, that you check on too. I mean, I would keep ashes out of houses and apartments, or, she was displaced. So she should keep these ashes in a small storage unit that she pays on, that no one else has access to. Because she's already, like I said, lost her sister's ashes. And because those were in the trunk of the car. And I do have compassion for this, because a storage, they threw out my personals. I lost almost most of my photos, my family photos. A lot of them I lost. A few are uploaded on Facebook, but it's photos that if I was to even think about the photos too hard, I would start crying right now. In this particular storage unit, they broke the law, and they were supposed to store it for 6 months, and they did not do that. So they did break the law. The entire time they kept telling me my stuff was safe there. So they were lying to me and telling me that my stuff was there and it wasn't. Okay, so I do understand the pain that comes in personals being thrown away, especially photos, ashes of deceased people, and stuff like that. For me, I would rather have the photos of my deceased relatives over the ashes. I would rather have that visual memory of being able to see the person or the videos of them. I would rather be able to save the videos. If I had to pick between the ashes and seeing a video of my deceased relatives and having the video, I would pick the video and photos over ashes. Okay, because the ashes, some people may do the opposite. I don't know. Some people may pick the ashes. They may feel like being able to touch their relatives' ashes is equivalent to being able to touch the person's body. I don't know how it would work. Thank you so much for the likes, y'all. Everyone's different when it comes to what they would pick. But what I wouldn't want to do if I had my mother's ashes, I wouldn't want to lose my mother's ashes. Okay. So, but people will do that. Okay. Not do that. People will have different preferences as to what they want to pick and not pick, if that makes sense. So it's pretty nasty situation. I mean, it's sad. I hope it gets resolved. I don't have $150 to give to the situation. Either way, I don't. Yeah, I don't have it. Unfortunately, I got too many bills myself, not enough saved. So I don't have it, but it's a pretty sad situation. But I do know murdering someone is definitely not the way. And these financial situations, um, it just doesn't work out. At the end of the day, you got to stop giving and loaning money out, giving it out to anyone. I don't care if they want $30, because the thing is, when you loan or give money out, they're gonna be in your budget every month asking for more. That $30 never just sits in your income for the month, because you're giving it out, they're paying it right back. Because some people will do this, they'll pay it back for a while. Then the amounts will get larger and then they'll stop paying it back. But they're agitating or interfering in your monthly income. And I don't care if you bring in $10,000 a month or more. You got to keep people out of your budget. And what Drea should have did, maybe she would have more money right now. Maybe she would have been able to afford her own storage if she would have charged rent. So if she would have charged this gentleman $800 a rent, $800 a month in rent, I mean, then she would have had more revenue coming in. Okay. So never let someone stay for free. They just shouldn't be staying for free, because it hurts them and you. Okay. It's hurting everybody, because at the end of the day, everybody loses. And look, she let somebody stay for free that will not pay the storage bill so she can get her mother's ashes out and her daughter's things. And this gentleman was taking care of her daughters. And maybe she's not looking at the babysitting money costs that maybe she owes him for babysitting. But at the end of the day, letting somebody stay with you for free, it's all a bad deal. She claims that he says that she owes him $700, but like I said, what did I come up with? Over $8,000 that he would have owed to her in rent. And maybe she should bring that up to him. What about how I'll let you stay for free? Maybe she should text and say, if you would have paid $800 a month, you would have had to pay me $9,600 and acknowledge, yes, he paid 1 month, which was the $1,500, but that still would have left him owing, what was it, $8,100? Let me calculate that again. Let me see. 800 times 12. If he would have paid rent, he would have paid $9,600. And then she claimed he paid $1,500. So he would have paid her another $8,100. Because see what I'm doing, I'm calculating what he should have been paying. If her rent was $1,500, she should have added on at least $50 for the electricity and water. Okay, so if you add another $100 to $1,500 for rent and utilities, then that would make the gentleman have paid her $800. So 800 times a year would have been $9,600. So minus he paid 1 month. Really, he would have been paying for almost 2 months because his portion would have been $800. So he paid $1,500, which means she still gave him $8,100. Because this is what he would have had to pay someone else because they wouldn't have let him stay for free. Single Black women with kids and without kids, and single Black men with or without kids need to stop allowing people to stay for free. Okay, the only exception would be is if someone's visiting your home, they're on a vacation, and they come in to stay with you for 2 weeks. And some people will tell people, bring your own food money. I would consider doing that myself at this point because that food adds up too. If someone come to your house on a vacation, and people will do this, they can eat up $1,000 worth of food in 2 weeks. They sure can, and not be morbidly obese. They on vacation. Some people will eat more on vacation. Some people, they'll in general, like me, I could live off 1 meal a day and a snack. And my snack would include some fruit or something. But some people, when they on vacation, they gonna eat them 3 meals a day. And they gonna eat those 3 big plates a day, even though they don't usually eat like that. And someone can come in your home, just one person, and eat up $1,000 worth of food and just be at your place 2 or 3 weeks on vacation. So it might be a good idea, to let people know when they visiting, just cover your own food. And you can do that. You can say, look, I'm covering, you don't have to pay for a hotel because you're saving them money. If someone's coming to visit you and you let them stay in your residence for 2 weeks, instead of making them pay almost $2,000 or more for a motel or hotel, you're saving them money by letting them stay at your place. Because just because somebody coming out to visit you don't mean you have to let them stay the night at your residence. you still can say you need to get a hotel or motel. So if you go out of town and somebody let you stay at their residence, that's saving. So why not buy your own food? Times are getting too hard now. And living in the United States, this is not an easy place to make it. So Drea's mistake is letting him stay for free. Okay. And the reason that's a mistake is because no matter what he seemed to do to help her in return, whether it be babysit her kids, there's a certain way that narcissists will talk to you. And like he told her, the gentleman said, "You're wasting my time. You wasted my time." That's not a friend to her. And it's not someone that ever did it out of pure good heart. It's not. Right? And it's just not a way to talk to someone that basically invested $8,100 in him, because that's the amount of cash he should have gave her. So she got herself into this situation by letting a Negro stay for free. And when you let people stay for free, they don't care how they talk to you. That's why he lets her know. He talked to her one day when they was in Texas or whatever. When he drove her to Texas, he said to her, it was a waste of his time. He could have been doing his work for his business that day, and she's wasting his time. And she got to remember, this is someone that she's leaving her children with that's talking to her like this. So that's one of the things I've said in other videos as well, y'all. They're not a narcissist just because they give and help people. That's not what makes them a narcissist. Okay? They can babysit your kids. They can loan you money. They can let you stay in their place. And she stayed with him when he rented like the motel type place or spot or whatever. She stayed with him a lesser time. So when he stayed with her, he was there an entire lease, a year. Okay. I was talking to him on the phone. He did. He stayed in her place at least 12 months. But when she stayed with the gentleman, she stayed with him a shorter time. And she claimed that she paid a little bit of something on the rent or whatever. It's all a bad deal. The money exchanges should just stop and cease, and people will be better off. But I hope she gets her stuff out of there and it gets worked out. But the thing is, if people stop giving so much of their money away and they try to save a little bit, just saving a little bit, maybe she would have $150 to pay for the storage. Just saving a little bit, okay? So, yeah. So that's the thing with that is and I've learned that about savings too. The situations I could have bailed myself out of, and the narcissists I wouldn't have had to borrow money from, and the abusers I would have never had to borrow money from if I would have just been able to save just $1,000 and put it to the side. A lot of my major crises, only having $1,000 saved or put to the side could have bailed me out of that crisis. But I had so many bills, I had so many kids. I didn't put it to the side. Not an excuse. I still should have put something to the side, but I didn't realize the value of little monies at the time. I never understood the value of little monies. So that's the thing. So let me call and try to call back, because I know she was supposed to call And I give people neutral advice. I don't care if I know the other person. I separate myself from the people and I give neutral advice. She's calling me for advice. I like that, y'all, that I just don't give it on the channel. I'm able to give it through a real live call. So let me call Drea back and see what happened.
Hi, you've reached 1-702-753-2662. Please leave your message after the tone.
Drea, this is Miss Irene calling to see how things went and if you were able to find out any information from law enforcement. And if you talked to law enforcement, if you needed help with calling the storage or what's going on, in an effort to try to at least to attempt to get your things out of there. And or maybe like raising money to pay on the storage or something. Just call me back, okay?
To send, simply hang up. To review, press 2. To re-record, 3.
Okay, so it sent a message. I'm going to send her a text too. Yeah, see, the thing is, the thing with a storage is you don't want to merge your stuff in a storage with someone else. She has the code to it, but her name is not on the storage. Her name is not on the storage. She has no key to the storage unit. She only has the PIN code. So she has the passcode, but if the storage is not paid on the $150, then the passcode is no good anyway. So what she should have done was gotten her a little small storage that she paid on monthly instead of being so over trusting. Okay. So I do see her as being victimized by the gentleman because for one, he's staying with a black young girl for free. And he's already in his almost mid 40s and she's not even 25 yet. Okay. So he's staying with a black young girl for free, rent free. He stayed with her for a year, some years ago. So she's victim material and she needs to stay in victim material and she needs to learn to not let anyone stay with her for free. So already when she lets a black male stay with her for free, he's not respecting her. Okay. And it's something that wouldn't be going on if she actually had a real man staying at her house. So if she had like if she had a her father staying at the house with her biological father. And I'm not talking about no sick weirdo father. If her elderly father or she was living with her father would say, no. You know, some fathers will talk like this, like, no, that Negro got to pay rent. So she's in what people would call a pickle now, a messed up situation. You know, that old term. It's not a term I use where they say, oh, you're in a pickle. you know, that means you're in a messed up situation right now. But the thing is, I believe that because it was her mother's ashes, if she would have got her a small little storage, she might have been able to get that for 50, 90, $75 maybe for the little tiny ones. I'm not sure how much stuff she has in there. She says she's got her daughter's clothes and her baby's things, her mother's ashes, stuff like that. It doesn't sound like it's a lot of stuff. She might have been better off letting one of her friends keep it in their garage or something. So she thought it was a good situation. And now, as it goes into the future, it's a bad situation. And she mentioned, in the beginning, but she clarified what she meant, because she was like, the only thing a 40-some-year-old man could be doing for her is helping her and stuff like that. But she clarified that they were helping one another. But it's not a good idea to view people as just supply like that, right? Because the thing is, with a 40-some-year-old man, she didn't give him no sex. Okay. So, and this can happen with any man, but I think an older one or the worst, even for a older woman, it's been situations in my life where just because I didn't give the person sex, I talked about this on my narcissist and text messaging videos, parts 1 through 5, where I talked about the gentleman that's older than me that tried to get with me for 5 years. I never gave him sex. I also didn't take his money too. I didn't take anything from him, and that's the best way to go out. But he was still agitated and annoyed with me and began to get a little attitude because you're not giving him sex. So that's ultimately why a man is helping you in the first place. This ain't your pastor. This is a man befriending that's helping you, no matter how old they are. If I met a 40-some-year-old man, it would be the same thing. They start to act funny when you haven't gave up the pussy. That's the bottom line. So it's just all bad. It's just bad. So neither one of them have the money to pay the bill, and I'm not paying it. I'm not paying it. I have to worry about paying my own storage spaces. I won't be able to pay my own storage spaces if I'm paying theirs. My stuff is paid. Okay, my stuff is paid. So that's the thing. You got to be in this financial crisis that we're living in the United States. You have to be more concerned about your own finances and stuff like that. So you got to be more concerned about that. I'm trying to see here if I can find some good music for y'all. This is a cute video, y'all. It's a video and it's beautiful. It's people are at a party and it looks like a young group of people like that's at a prom or senior prom or something like that. I'll attach this video to the description box, but it's really cute. So yeah, we got to start getting to the root of fixing more problems. So and I'm not gonna call this particular gentleman, you know, Drea, because he told me don't contact him anymore, right? So she called me and I talked to her about the situation, but I want to be very mindful and careful of bringing myself back into the sphere of influence of a narcissist. Because he still don't have to talk to this girl like that, right? She's young, he's older. He should be the more mature one in a way, but it's that he stayed with her for free for pretty much 11 months. Okay. He only paid for the 1 month. And she owes him cash now. A narcissist will never put value on what you offered them for free that's of monetary value because it wasn't free. See that place that she stayed in? It wasn't free. It wasn't free at all. And he just moved in like she was on government housing, and government housing said no one has to pay rent. Even in a case like that, what makes him be able to stay there for free? Some people look at it like this. Yeah, government housing, if she was on that, they letting her stay for free. That don't mean he get to stay for free. He should be paying her something for letting him stay. Because it ain't nobody told him he could stay for free. This is the same narcissist that I did a video about it. I did a live where it's an unaware narcissist that was stereotyping and asking me, was I on government housing? Doesn't matter. It sounds like he needs to go get government housing so he can be able to pay his bills and stuff like that. But he does all this stereotyping, and he does it so that he can find more victims to stay with for free. No other woman will let a Black male move in their place for free like Black women will. It's just so sad. Black women do not put enough value on what they're offering people for free. Her rent was $1,500. I added an extra $100 for utilities, electricity and water, right? And that's $800 a month he should have been paying. And if he wouldn't have been able to pay it, he just would have left, right? So the best friendships, y'all, are friendships that nobody's taking money from the other person. Those are the best friendships. Any friendship outside of that, where it's a lot of money exchange, you doing a lot of freebies for them and giving them free stuff, it just won't work. It just will not work. He's fucking her cousin and she don't know about it. The gentleman had me to help him do a missing persons report and didn't even tell me that the woman was a married woman. He had me help him over the phone to do a missing persons report for another lady's, for another man's wife. Her husband was abusive, but it's like, man, tell me the whole story. I would have never have helped him file a missing persons report for a lady that is married to an abuser. I don't even want my name connected to any situation like that. So he's a narcissist. This is something that's not empathic. See, he wants to be an empath, but that's something that an empath would not do to you. If I'm going to have you help me with a missing persons report, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you that the man has a wife, this, and that. I'm going to tell you the whole story. But right there, that makes him a narcissist. And that makes me one of his victims because I can't go in and take the missing persons report back. I already helped do it. That is just so wicked to have me doing a missing persons report. And they know what they're doing. When a narcissist don't tell you the whole story, they know that what they're doing ain't right. They know it's not right. That's why they're not telling you the whole story in the first place. It's not right at all. Stay out of stuff, y'all. He holding this girl's mama's ashes. Boy, I tell you, I've heard it all. You know, um, I've heard it all, y'all. Holding somebody's mama dead ashes. Mm-mm-mm. Where's my audio library? Oh, I found it. I didn't realize it was this many of them. Yes, indeed, y'all. The sister's struggling. She got to figure out how to get her mother's ashes out of that storage. Because it began when she let somebody stay for free. She could have charged them $800 a month instead of letting them stay for free. And she could have put that money in a savings account, y'all. This could have happened, y'all. See, when we are allowing someone to stay for free, when we are allowing someone to stay for free, we are not thinking about the future of our income. And God knows he might have been eating up her food too, especially since he doesn't consider food a bill. And you should food a bill. It is a bill. But he doesn't consider food a bill. So it's no telling, y'all. It's no telling. Yeah, so that's what it boils down to. Helping people. And at the end of the day, Drea, she allowed someone to stay for free. She did that. Drea allowed someone to stay for free that ultimately has a bad attitude about giving her things out of storage. He ain't letting her do it for free. She let him stay for free, but he needs $150 from her to get into that storage. And it's probably because he really doesn't have it. That could be really the case. But she let him stay for free. I remember that. I used to be on the phone with him. He told me she let him stay for free. He sure did. But she let someone stay for free in her residence that is now telling her that she needs to pay $150 to get in that storage to get her mother's ashes and her children's things. And while she's complaining about her mother's ashes, while she's complaining about that as being one of the items in the storage, he's telling her to not contact him anymore. Leave him alone. Don't call him. Stuff like that. Now, I think she did say that he ended up sending some kind of text later, but she let him stay for free in her apartment. Her rent was $1,500. She should have charged him $800 a month. Do not let people stay with you for free. They're not your parent. They're not one of your elders and stuff like that. Some people ain't even letting their parents stay for free. I don't want to stay nowhere for free. I want to do my part. Whether it be I give you cash, I work in labor, I wash clothes, I cook, I clean, I take care of the business. I want to do something. It's just only fair. More gets done this way. Allow no one to stay for free. It will not work out. It seems to not be very beneficial for you or them. And I apologize, y'all. That staticky stuff that was in the phone, that was coming from Drea's phone. She was using one of those Text Now apps. Okay, so see this, how smooth this music is and how clear this is? This is how it works on my end when it's my device. So that statickiness in the phone, that was coming from her phone. Just so you understand that. And I can't control that. I can't make Drea's phone line clear from my end if she's using a Text Now or text only. I think it's a Text Now phone. So I hope it works out. But at the end of the day, she got to learn. She shouldn't be letting somebody stay for free. If she wouldn't have done that, the narcissist would have moved on to another supply and wouldn't have been helping at all. And I already told this gentleman, stop giving people money. He's still doing it. He is still giving people money and getting mad with them because he claims that she owes him $700. From my perspective, she don't owe him nothing because he stayed with her 11 months for free. And I calculated that $8,000 and some dollars, y'all. What was it? 8,000. Let me see. Originally it was $9,600. $8,100 is what I'm calculating he technically owes her. She ain't even looking at her money like that, though. I do, though. I view it that way. Due to the length of time he stayed with her for free, he might be the one owing, but he's done a lot of other stuff for her, driven her to Texas. And he's done that more than once. I think he took her to California one time, took her to Texas. So he's also let her stay in his place, her and her 2 daughters, when she had her last baby. And these children are not biologically his. But if you look at what they've done for each other, they might be even. Maybe no one owes the other, right? They may actually be even now, okay? Which means the $700 that she now owes him is a fresh debt, okay? And the $150 that she owes for the storage. But if you look at the storage thing, he kept his things at her house for free. Not only did he not stay for free, not only did he stay for free, what about the cost it would have been to store his things? But that's part of the $800. Because if you're renting with someone, if that's what he would have been paying in rent, that would include storing his things. It would have. But it sounds like both of them are having financial issues. Oh, but they show coming up with weed money, right? They show coming up with weed money and money to drink and stuff. They got that money. I'm not going to leave that out of it neither. Both of them smoke marijuana. So what both of them need to do, Drea and the gentleman, they need to stop smoking weed. Okay, if you start smoking weed, maybe both of you would have the $150. Even people that's not on marijuana are struggling to come up with money now. People are struggling more and more, y'all. So I will be uploading more videos. I'm saving my money today too by not attending an event. I'm waking up to more and more of games, y'all. I love hanging out with people. I love doing things. But when you showing up at events and it's cars and cars there, for me, don't spend no almost $100 to come see me. And you know, if you get a ride home, you got to pay somebody gas money. Right. And not always, you know, sometimes people will not charge gas money. You know, sometimes they won't. But I'm more into fixing these problems. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this phone chronicle. And again, the staticky or the bad background noise, that was coming from Drea's phone. I'm not going to feel bad enough where I'm going to give the $150. Okay? Because I remember how they always got marijuana money and money for liquor and money for gambling. They always seem to have money when they need to have it for stuff that's of an addictive nature. But after you done spent your money on the marijuana and smoked your money up, now there's no money for this storage for both of them. Because both of them smoke sometimes and drink and gamble. I'm not saying Drea gambles. I don't know if she gambles, but I'm just saying as a whole, there's gambling here and there. And I don't gamble at all because I ain't got no money to gamble. I ain't got no money to smoke no marijuana. I don't have no money for no liquor. I don't have no money for marijuana, liquor, or gambling. So any storage spaces that I have, it's paid. It's paid, y'all. Okay? So we got to be more mindful of how what we think is a $20 marijuana bag. We got to be more mindful of how that is affecting us paying our bills over time. $20 bag here, $20 bag there, $20 bag there. You done spent $200 a month, $20 in it. Some people got a $20 a day marijuana habit. That's $140 a week. And I'm not saying either one of them have a $20 a day habit, but we got to start thinking more about the money we would have in the future if we stop giving our money away, smoking it away, drinking it away, and gambling it away. The goal is to have more money on hand to be able to do positive things and to be able to pay your bills. If you got a storage bill, you want to be able to pay it. Mine is paid. And to keep paying mine, I gotta not give $150 to anyone. I rarely give money away anymore. It's just something I'm not doing. I'm not doing it. Look at what's happening to them. Look at what's happening to Drea when she lets a black man stay for free. He outright told her she wasted his day. Boy, narcissists, they don't give a damn about how they talk to you. This was when he took her to Texas on one of those trips, and he was saying that his day was being wasted because he wouldn't be able to drive and make money for that day. Just stop helping people is what the gentleman should do. The gentleman should just stop helping people. Drea will learn. She will learn. She should have got her a little small storage, had her key and passcode, and not have it mixed in with somebody else's stuff. And then if it didn't work out, she could only blame herself. She don't even have a key to the storage. And at this point, it don't matter because the storage has locked them out. You know, these new storages, the lock goes in the hole. You can't cut it off like you used to do those old school locks. The new storages are made a lot different. So you can't just take a lock cutter and just cut it off like people used to do back in the day. So please like, share, and subscribe. It's 4:08 p.m. this Saturday. I chose to save some money myself and not pay for this expensive Uber. Nothing against people. I love people, but I got to start thinking about the cost and the money I'm spending. It's 4:08 p.m. or now it's 4:09 p.m. on the 20th of June. And I'm ending this live. I love y'all. Thank you so much for listening to this Phone Chronicle. Tune in for more right here with the Advanced Insight channel. I will be uploading another live later. And thank you so much for the comments from Amina Tasala and from Travis Burke. I appreciate y'all so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for the likes, y'all, as well. Tune in for more right here with the Advanced Insight channel. Thank you. Bye.